you guys see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes po, sir.
All right. So let's start with the home page since we don't have a proper introduction of this course yet. So here is the course code and then the course description. I mean the full title, okay, the course description. And then here is a short welcoming piece. Well, I hope you guys have already read some of the information about the home page. Well, about the instructor, and then the course format is of course an ODL and then a limited face-to-face approach. And then here is the course description. So this is the fundamental relationships in circuit theory, mesh and node equations, resistive networks, network theorems, solution of network problems using theorems and methods of circuit analysis. And then here are the four circuit course learning outcomes. Okay. The first one is analyze the different DC circuit electrical parameters and concepts. Second is solve the different DC circuit electrical parameters of a given circuit. Third is verify different network laws and theorems. Fourth, show the actual connections of electrical components of a given schematic diagram and properly use KL modules to perform electrical circuit experiments and simulate the circuitry to verify with the use of LT-SPICE 17 centimeter. Okay, so we do have some basics PDFs right here, basics of how to use LT-SPICE. So just check them out, and the rest are already similar. Okay. For the syllabus, okay, let's go over to the course content right away. So week 1 is 2 laboratory. The first one is measurement. Well, let me see if it's 2 laboratories. I think just 1 laboratory. Just 1 laboratory. This one is measuring the color band. Okay. Resistance measurement by meter and color code. And then the second one is the Ohm's law and power in DC circuit. So in here, I think we now have 2 laboratories in here. So this is the first one, and this is the second one. Okay, so I think I need to change some of information here since week 1, so it should be 1 only, and then this one should be week 2 and 3. Okay. Anyway, for the week 3 and 4, we have the series parallel network and Kirchhoff's law. Okay, which is now the lab number 4 and then the lab number 5. Okay, so there will be some adjustments, I think, since the last one, the Maxwell loop, is not part of your midterm. So this Maxwell right here, okay, the week 6 or the this is the Maxwell current method is under the finals. Okay. So yeah, the coverage of your midterm exam is from lab 1 to lab number 5 only. So for your midterm exam on June 21. So we still have like less than a month from now. Anyway, so yeah, and for the finals, so we have here again, we have the Maxwell loop, the superposition theorem, the nodal method, and then the Thevenin's theorem. Okay, so if we still have more time, then maybe we can add 1 more or 2 more laboratories. Okay. So are we clear so far for the course syllabus?
Yes, sir.
So just let me know if you guys have a question. Okay. Let's proceed now to the modules. Okay. So those who doesn't know how to use LT-SPICE yet, so please watch this tutorial, or you can simply follow some of the LT guide right here just by simply reading from the start up to the last, so be able to understand and how to use LT-SPICE. Okay, so it will teach you, some basic shortcuts like R for resistor, C for capacitor, L for inductor, etc., etc. Okay, and that will give you some basic. Where is that one? Here we have a tutorial number 1. So you can maybe follow this one on how to start on using an LT-SPICE. We have to 15 steps. Okay, and then how to simulate, etc., etc. Now, if you don't like to read, then we have here a video. This is just a short video teaching you, how to navigate or how to use the LD Spice, just the basics.
Hello, welcome to.
So I think this was uploaded 2 years ago. So
Then, uh,
I don't know how to explain this one, especially that this is my first time actually in creating a video before back 2020, 2 years ago. So just bear with how
here's
I
a
explain things right
shortcut
here.
icons
Okay.
or the kickoff.
So if ever that you guys have questions, just let me know. Maybe we can have a one-on-one Zoom meeting if you guys really need to learn more about the LT Spice. Well, as for beginner, I think this is already
Quick access.
enough. Okay, so this will teach you how to measure from this point to this point, how to put some
Output
uh,
if you want.
labels. Okay, wherein you measure this one, it will not give you just a simple V or VO as a label. You can change that one into voltage output if you want, for a clearer understanding of your inputs and outputs. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for the LT Spice. And moving on to the lab number 1. So in here, you guys don't need the LT Spice yet. So just read everything. So this will also teach you how to measure via BOM. Well, if you guys have your own BOM, you can do that one on your own. You can buy a real resistor and then measure that one using a BOM. But in here, this will teach you on how to measure the resistor value without a BOM or voltmeter. Okay, just by reading the color band of that specific resistor. Okay, so we have here the tutorial. I hope you guys have checked this one. So this is just a 2-minute video teaching you guys on how to measure, from first to fourth band.
Also indicate.
Anyway, the due date of this one was actually today. I thought it was already due. So it's not yet too late to finish the lab number 1. Okay. So let me just check how many of you have already finished this one. Anyway, so as I'm seeing that we already have speed grade, some of you have already submitted the lab number 1. So for the lab number 2, are we clear with your lab number 1? Anyone who has a question so far? In lab number 1. If not, just give me a quick thumbs up. Just let me know that you guys don't have a question on the lab number 1. So much for those who responded. Okay, let's move on now to the lab number 2. So this is the easiest laboratory when it comes to using the LT Spice. So we only have a few questions right here, a simple circuit. Also, measuring the V at right here, measuring the current right here, and then just put the values right here. And then of course, we also have some manual computation, like calculate and breaker the voltage, etc., etc. And then just give a short conclusion on what you've learned from step 1 to step 9. So basically, what I'm asking here is, what is your thoughts in using the LT Spice versus using an actual computation? Okay, so in here you can just simply use Ohm's law, of course. Okay, and then verifying that Ohm's law using the LT Spice. Were you able to get the same value? Okay, is there a difference? Okay, is there a slight difference? Something like that. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the lab number 2. So any question or clarification so far under lab number 2? Again, if not, just give me a quick thumbs up. It's good that most of you maybe already got this one without a problem. And yeah, that's it actually for the week 1 and 2. And don't forget to answer the case study number 1. Okay. So just read the facts and then just answer the question with your own knowledge and vocabulary. And yeah, for the practice exercise, so this is a practice exercise. This one is not recorded, so you just maybe try to answer this one or try to visit this calculator, well, I don't actually recommend to use this one to answer your lab number one, but just in case that you want to, verify, okay, for the means of verifying, but yeah, then you can use this one. But again, I don't recommend this one to solve the lab number one right away because this will give you, of course, an easy life, of course. But uh, the main problem is you might not be able to learn the lab number one uh, fully because you let the calculator to solve the values of that or those resistors. And so we have a question here. So how do you measure the current on the wire past the resistor? When I click it on the output, doesn't show anything. Covering it all shows ground. Maybe we can have a quick example of that one. Okay, so let's have, of course, we have a voltage, current here, and then the ground, and then some wirings. And then let's see a value of 5 volts, and then let's see 1K. And measuring a voltage, so of course, we have to run this one first. Let's see, 5 milliseconds. So for a voltage, just double click. For a current, hold the alt button, and then it will give you this one, negative IR1. So it could be here or it could be here. So you will see that just in case that you're confused, just double click at one to erase everything, and then you are now measuring just currently this point right here, just double click. Okay, so we have here a current of 5 milliamps. If you're going to measure it right here, it will give you a negative value since we now have here the source. Is it correct? No. I think it's still positive. Let me just check. Here, at this point right here, it is now a negative milliampere since it's now sourcing. It's like from negative to positive. So it's near the positive, then we're measuring that one from positive going to negative. Na-measure ko naman lahat. Was I able to answer your question, Mr. Ori, on how to measure a current? Before and after the resistor, I have same values. It's just that here we have a positive 5 milliamps. Here we have negative 5 milliamps. Or you might want to use your mic for easier communication para hindi ka na mag-type ng mahaba kung ipapaliwanag mo. Okay, so while waiting for Mr. Orid, what about the others? Do you guys have the concerns on how to measure maybe? How to, I don't know. If ever you have a question, just let me know so I can answer that. Whatever I know, I'm using analysis wise. Hello, Mr. Orid? Are you there? Was I able to answer your question? Hindi ko lang kung meron pa siya. Anyway, we'll just go back here once Mr. Ori is here again. So moving on to the week 3. So similar with the Ohm's law, I think it's just that in here that you're just going to measure power. Okay, so we have a simple circuit in volts and then a resistor right here. So this one is all about power. Okay, there's a few questions actually, just 1 to 5, and then a conclusion right away. Okay, you're just simply verifying these formulas right here if they will give you the same values. Okay. So any questions so far under week 3? Again, if none, just give me a quick thumbs up. Okay. All right. So I think there is no questions since I think this is the easiest laboratory also. Okay, lab 2 and lab 3. Those two are super easy to do in LD Spice. Anyway, let's move on to the lab number 4. Lab number 4, which is a combination of ODL and face-to-face. So that is why we have here different setup. So for the simulations, I just follow everything. I'm pretty sure that you guys will be able to answer this one. You just make sure to change the value into 0.5. Before this one was 10 volts, I guess, 10 volts. Just change this one into 0.5 volts. So all of the sources now are 0.5 volts. So we did this one again to have the same value on your breadboard real device testing. So for this one, you guys just need to finalize your answers once we meet again next week for the letter B. So for now, you can do the 1 to letter A, 1 to 10. Okay. Not 1 to 10, 1 to 11. Okay. 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 Just submit your answer here. Okay. On this side, lab number 4. Okay. This one is pure simulation. For the actual, I'll just get your papers. Okay. Next week for the lab number 4. Now, just a correction with this one. So there is, yeah. So for the number 17, just ignore this one because again, we cannot compare a resistance to a voltage. Okay, so in here you're getting a voltage, but in here you're getting an amount of resistance. So you cannot, of course, compare them. So you can just simply leave this one out. Similar with the 18 to 19. Okay, for those who are already done with the let's say part B up to number 16, let's say up to 16, that's already it for the lab number 4. Okay, so you guys are already done with the actual device testing. So just skip 17 to 19 because I think this is not possible to measure using actual device, especially that the circuitry is kind of hard to check. Let's see, the voltage drop across R1. You cannot check that one using a BOM. Okay, well, I think it's possible. We'll see. Okay, maybe we will be able to know once I was also able to verify if we can really measure that one using a BOM. Maybe we have to put another 2 wires which is hanging side by side, and then just put the probe B and probe B at this point to this point to measure that voltage across the car. Okay. Or we can just measure, yeah, I think we can measure that one on the tip to tip of the wire or the metal of the resistor itself. So we'll see. Okay. But anyway, this one can be only done if you have your own equipments. Okay. Or materials. So just leave this one for now. Okay, your task for this week is to finish the simulation part. Anyway, you guys still have 1 week from now. The due date of the lab number 4 is May 31. Okay, and then of course don't forget to answer the case study number 2. Okay, so are we clear so far for the week 3 and 4?
Yes, sir.
All right. So yeah, that's all for now. Since we're still dealing with the week 3 and 4, we'll just or maybe yeah, I'll just publish this one next week, maybe 3 to 1, or let's say maybe 7, since I can still have you know uh 1 week, actually 2 weeks before your midterm exam. So and this is already last laboratory. Okay, this lab number 5. Paano ba? Tama yata yung nasa syllabus ko. Check ko nga lang. This is Maxwell loops mesh planet method. Week 5 and 6 series parallel. Okay. So I think I have to change this one, the definition of this one. We only have one topic for this one, which is I think this one. This is already the combination of series circuit and parallel circuit. So I'm not just sure if this is, let's check, 7th peak. If this is a series only or a combination of series and parallel. Okay. So this is already a series and parallel. Actually, I don't know. Maybe this is only parallel circuit Maxwell loop. Yeah, there is no series connection here. Okay. I have to change this one into series parallel. So one laboratory before your midterm exam. There you go. Okay, so yeah, that's all for now. Going back to Mr. Orid. Disconnect daw yata siya. Ito pa siya dito. Okay. All right, so regarding with your question on how to measure a current, so we have here the 5 volts again, and then a 1K resistance. So just hold Alt, and then to give you like, I don't know, this one is like a hat of a chef. Hindi ko lang ano naisip, parang sing-sing din siya. So yeah, that's the symbol wherein you're now going to measure the current for this specific, let's say, a point to point. For this one, will give you a value of 5 milliamps. Here, it will also give you a value of 5 milliamps. But in here, it will now give you a value of negative 5 milliamps. Because again, you are now like, having the source of negative going to positive. So yeah, I can actually measure the current anywhere I want. So this is the 5 milliamps, which is the red one, and this is the still positive for the green one, and then the blue one is the negative 5 milliamps. Okay, so you guys can also change the color of this one if you want. Okay, just right click. Okay, and then how did it get the values? It's actually very obvious. We have here the algebraic expression, so the current times the R1. Okay, so in solving the current, well, we can actually solve this one using the Ohm's law. I is equal to V divided by R1. So, was I able to answer your question, Mr. Orid? Or hindi ko kasi masyado maintindihan yung tanong mo na mag-show lang yung ground. Okay. Baka naman voltage lang yung na-measure. Okay. So in here, instead of having this one, the VN001, you can actually put a label. Again, just click F4 or, saan ba yun? Ito, label net. Okay, let's say voltage output. Okay. Ano po ba yun? Doesn't want to have a space. Okay, this is put right there. And then you can now measure that one. Run natin ulit. Run. Bakit ayaw? At this point, we can measure the voltage output. So it's like saying that we don't have a voltage output. Ah, I forget. This is incorrect. Delete, delete. Okay. So we should put lines right here. Yun na lang muna para mas mabilis. There we go. Measure ulit natin. Ano pa rin? But we do have a current here. Gonna just measure the voltage. I don't know if this is a limitation of the out spice, or maybe cannot measure that because we don't have a resistor right here. Try natin. We can only measure the voltage output of the entire circuit right here. Oops. Anyway, I don't know. But when it comes to voltage output, well, of course, we only have one voltage output for the entire circuit, since in every wire this is only a one entire series circuit. So whatever the measurement right here, bakit ayaw na rin ma-measure nung naglagay pa ng label? My bad, my apologies. I forgot to put the output. Okay, so this one should be an output. Let's try it right here. Here we have VN001, and here still none. What ayaw pag may label? What happened? What happened right here? May na-miss out pa ako. Check na natin kung ano yung lang tayo sa Ohm's law. How many minutes do we have more? 2 more minutes. Measure the current here. We have that. There you go. So I think it's because of the